friends, welcome back. So today I'm bringing you guys another video, and this is going to be another tutorial using the Dose of Colors and Desi Katy collaboration. I already of course have a video using it. I'll link that look down below. I love the way that look came out, but I wanted to do something very fall appropriate since we are like 45 seconds from fall. And I love the fall. I mean, my birthday is coming up. I'm so excited. I'm gonna be 24. And then like a week later, I'm gonna give birth. It's gonna be great. So this is the look that I came up with today. It's very warm, using a lot of browns. And of course, using Sauvage because, I mean, fall equals Sauvage basically. This is like one of the most beautiful vampy lips that I've ever put on. Surprisingly, I love the way this look came out, and I say surprisingly because it is very neutral. It's literally just using like golds and browns, and that's like something I never really do, so that's why it's surprising. But I really feel like this looks so good for fall, and I love it. So if you guys want to see how to get this really warm golden halo eye with a vampy lip, then please just keep on watching. So like always, I'm starting this tutorial with my foundation on, my brows are done, and my eyes are primed, and I'm jumping right into shadow. The first color I'm taking is from the Dose of Colors Baked Browns palette. This is the color Deserted, and I'm using a fluffy hair and makeup addiction brush. This is a very old brush. I'm pretty sure that they've revamped their entire brush line since I had this brush, but it's just a fluffy brush. Any fluffy brush that you have will do. I'm just tossing this into the crease as our transition shade, just so that our colors, our darker colors, because we are going in with like a lot of browns and stuff, so I'm just trying to make sure that those have a lot of depth and that they can blend into this brown very seamlessly. Then I'm going into the next color next to it, which is the color Outdoorsy. It's also kind of like a transition color on my eye. It's just a little bit more pink than the first shade that we used. So I'm just using the exact same brush and doing pretty much the exact same thing. I'm just focusing it a little bit more on the inner and outer corners than I did with the original shade. But like I said, at the end, it's not really going to be too visible because we are going to have a lot of other browns in place. Then I'm going in with the color Cherry Wood, which is just like the most beautiful, like burnt, ready, orangey, fall-y kind of a color. And I'm using a Real Techniques brush for this. And I'm just going to pop this on my inner and outer corners and then focus it a little bit into the crease. Not too much. I really want to make sure this is more concentrated than the first two shades that we used. So I'm trying not to go too high with it. I'm trying to just stick it directly into the crease and directly into the inner and outer corners. And we are going to try to make sure that this blends into the first two shades that we applied just a little bit more seamlessly. Then I'm going into the next color, which is the darkest color in the palette, called Rock Bottom. It's just a dark brown shade. In my opinion, it's not dark enough, but that's just me. I'm a psycho. You guys know what it is. So I just took a super small, like, flat brush kind of from BH Cosmetics, and I'm just using this to apply the color Rock Bottom on my inner and outer corners and like barely into the crease, just so that there's some connection and it's not just like inner and outer corners only. And it's kind of hard when I have that gigantic mole in the way, but you know, you gotta make it work. And then I went in with that Real Techniques brush that we used with the color Cherry Wood and just blended out any harsh lines that I had, which you know I did have, because like that's pretty much what happens every single time you go in with a darker color. Then I'm grabbing the color Smoked, which is a super dark brown, and this is from my favorite Tarteist Pro eyeshadow palette, and you can see how loved it is. It's like super jacked up in there, but it's just one of my favorites. So I'm using this color again on my inner on my inner and outer corners, exactly the same way that we used the previous brown shade. I just felt like this one was better because it was more on the ashy side, in my opinion, than the previous shade, and it is a little bit darker, so it just worked out better in my opinion. So I'm just popping that on the inner and outer corners and into the crease a little bit, and then exactly how we did before, I'm going in with that previous Real Techniques brush and a little bit of the color Cherry Wood, which is that reddish brown that we went in with, and just blending out the edges, because I mean the key to any eyeshadow look is to blend the edges. So now for, of course, the girls palette, I'm taking the color Suze, and I did spray some Fix Plus on my middle finger before I popped this on the center of the lid. But I'm just popping this on the center of the lid with my finger, like I just said. And I love the way this look turned out because of this shade. You could also go in with Noli, that also would be very fall appropriate. But I really wanted this to pop, so that's why I decided to go in with Suze instead. And then I just took that BH Cosmetics brush and blended out any like harsh lines, because you can see when you apply that to your lid, it kind of just looks like bam, that's where it is. And there's like a distinct line between the brown and this color. So you gotta blend that out. You got to. So then I just did some wing liner. I'm using the NYX Matte Liquid Liner, which is my favorite. You guys, I'm sure, know this already. This is not shocking. I use this every single time I do my liquid liner, and I find that this lasts a lot better than some of my other liners. Steal a waterproof one. Just saying. Then of course I had a whole bunch of fallout, so I'm just wiping away some of my fallout. My foundation is already on, but I don't mind wiping the fallout because I'm going to go in with concealer in 0.3 seconds. So the concealer that I'm using today, this is actually the first time I'm using it. This is the Nars Soft Matte Concealer in the color Ginger. And I have been wanting to try this forever. I've seen so many people using this and so many people love it. So I had to give it a try. I just applied it everywhere that you guys always see me apply my concealer. And then of course I'm blending it out with a damp beauty blender like always. I like it. I'm not like obsessed, but it does have pretty good coverage. I just feel like I have to try it out a little bit more. Then of course I'm going to bake with my RCMA No Color Powder. I am the oiliest beast that ever was, and if I don't bake, I find that my makeup really doesn't last as long, so it's kind of a necessary thing. And then of course I just wiped away all the bakage because that's not cute. Then for my waterline, I decided to keep it very warm. I wanted it to be like super duper warm. I originally was going to do black because, I mean, like, who am I without black anything? But I decided to just not be a psycho. So I'm using ColourPop's Cream Gel Liner in collaboration with Kathleen Lights in the color Mr. Bing. And then I'm going to smudge that out with the color Smokes from the Tarteist Pearl Palette. This is darker than the liner. You can see there's like a pretty intense difference. I'm pretty sure you can see. And so usually I don't really do that, but I just really wanted the waterline to just be like super red. So I like the way that it came out. I'm using an E15, I believe, by Sigma, and yes, it's super jacked up. I don't know what happened there. I don't know, Sigma. You tell me. It's jacked up. Then to blend out that dark smoked color, I'm going into the color Cherrywood with an E36 by Morphe. Just so that our lower lash line is not super stark. We definitely want it very blown out. If you wanted to, you could probably just put some of that color Suze like on your on the center of your lower lash line, but I don't really like to do that when I do halo eyes. I feel like it looks weird on me, so I just didn't do that. Then I took some Voluminous Mascara from L'Oreal, applied it to my top and bottom lashes just to prep for falsies. And of course I didn't get a shot of my falsies, but today I'm using the Nubounsom in the style Bella, which have been one of my favorites for the longest time. I wore these to my wedding. I'm obsessed with them. You cannot tell me that they're not some of the most gorgeous lashes you've ever seen. I applied one, of course, because the other one is still getting tacky. And while the other one gets tacky, I'm going to contour. I'm using my Makeup Geek contour powder in Half Hearted, which is warm medium. And I'm using my Real Techniques contour brush, which I have been loving recently. I don't know why I ever stopped using this. I used to use this all the time, and I just completely stopped. I don't know why. I love the way that it makes my contour look. It's like sharp, but at the same time blendable, if that makes sense. And then of course I'm just applying the other lash because, you know, you don't want to walk out the house with one lash. And I honestly feel like lashes make every single look. I truly admire people like Kathleen Lights who like cannot, or who can go without falsies, because I cannot, and it's like kind of annoying. Like I wish I could, but I can't. I have issues, so there you go. Then I'm gonna go ahead and contour my nose. I'm using the Cool Medium powder, which is the color Complicated, and I'm using this brush also by Hair and Makeup Addiction just to chisel out that nose. And then for bronzer, I'm using this bronzer that I've been loving recently. This is by ColourPop in the color Rodeo Drive. It's so good for my skin tone. It's very warm, but that's like what I like in a bronzer. I feel like that's what looks good on my skin tone. I don't like any type of cool tones in my bronzer. I feel like it makes me look muddy and weird. So I've been loving that. And then for blush, I'm using this NYX blush in the color Mocha with my Nars Yakio brush. I used to be obsessed with this blush. Honestly, if you guys have been subscribed to me for a long time, you remember. This blush was everything to me. I just feel like it screams fall. And I love the way that it looked with this look, except that I put like way too much on. So I'm just trying to tone that down a little bit. And then I'm going to move on to highlight. I'm using a Fuego from the Desi and Katy Dose of Colors collection. I used Mírame in my last video and I love the way that one looked, but I also love this one. I'm not really sure which one I love more. They're both really good. I don't know. I should pick one, right? I don't know. I think I might like Mírame better on my skin tone, but I do still really love this color. I don't know. I love them both. I did decide last minute to pop that on my inner corner. I usually don't do an inner corner highlight with halo eyes, but I feel like since we had a wing with this one, it kind of needed a little something on the inner corner. So I just popped a little bit of the highlighter in Fuego just right on there. I used a Real Techniques brush for that too. I don't remember any of the Real Techniques brush names, so I'm sorry. But I'm pretty sure, I don't know, you can pretty much tell like which is which, you know? Then I used Talk That Talk lip pencil from like a million trillion years ago from the MAC and Rihanna collection. Rihanna is like the love of my life, so like you knew I was obsessed with this collection. So I just lined my lips with this, which is such a beautiful color. You obviously don't need this lip pencil. I know it's limited edition, you can't get it anymore, but there are so many lip pencils that look exactly the same as this one. Like, don't feel bad if you don't have it. And then I just used Dose of Colors Sauvage liquid lipstick. This I feel like is such a beautiful vampy lip. I don't know why. I feel like it's so special and like different from a lot of other vampy lips that I have. And it's so damn comfortable. It is so comfortable. I'm a happy camper. So once you've got your lipstick on, then this look is complete. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you did like it. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not already. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Snapchat. All that will be linked down below, as well as everything that we used today and links to some of my previous videos. I think that's all I have to say, so I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye! Hi friends, welcome back. So today I'm bringing you guys another video, and I am so pumped for this video, even though I'm pumped for every single video, but I'm really